Have you ever spent more time setting up a productivity app than actually doing the work it was meant to help you with? You start with the best intentions. This, of course, will be the tool that finally organizes your life. But a week later, you're drowning in color-coded lists, overdue reminders, and features that you can't even remember how to use. What if the problem isn't discipline? What if you are not the problem, but the fact that your system is now more complex than the life that you are trying to manage? Today, I'll show you how to decide whether a new productivity app is actually worth your time and how to design a system that is built for the life that you live. Most people download a new productivity app because they feel disorganized, but they never stop to define what problem it is they're trying to get solved. It's like buying a new lab equipment because it is impressive and just fancy without checking if it runs the experiments or the tests that you need. The result, you're now managing the tool instead of the tasks that you had to begin with. Look, I'm a scientist, pardon my analogies, but here's the reframe. Before you click download, write one sentence describing the problem that you're trying to solve, the problem that you actually have. E.g., I keep missing deadlines because I don't have a central hub, a central place for all of my tasks. Or I feel scattered because I don't know what to focus on each morning. Or I have so much to do every day I don't know where to begin. If the app that you're about to download doesn't directly address that statement, it's not your solution. Keep looking. So number one, your productivity app or software should solve the problem that you have, not give you a new one. Next, what most people do is layer apps like coats of paint. A calendar app, a habit tracker, a fitness one, a notes app, a goal planner, a meal/recipe planner, until their digital life is like a tangled web. I once worked with a colleague who had 4 separate task apps. 4, but missed deadlines and meetings because reminders were just scattered all over the place and notifications were fighting each other in the background. Too many processes interacting until we cannot tell what's helping from what is hindering. Instead, think of your productivity app like essential lab equipments, each one with a clear role, and if you cannot name what the role is in your sleep and say how it helps you, it's probably redundant. You might have a Google Calendar for time-based commitments and a simple notes app for capturing ideas or writing your to-do list. That's it. That's it. If you don't need any more than that, you just don't. The moment you feel the urge to add another productivity app, ask this question: what existing tool could do this for me if I adjusted my workflow? Fewer tools mean fewer places to look for the same piece of information and less friction to start the work. Number 2, avoid system overload by keeping things simple. Right, one big mistake I see is people getting excited about all the features that they'll never use. Custom tags, nested folders, automated workflows, all the things. These things become digital clutter. Imagine cooking in the kitchen with every piece of equipment switched on. The stove is on, the mixer, the blender, the oven, the fridges, of course, the air fryer, the rice cooker, everything. Alarms beeping everywhere, everything running, when you only needed 1 or 2 to begin with. Your working memory has a limit, and every extra tab that we keep opening in our minds is using energy that we need for actual thinking. A better approach? Set a personal tab limit. The number of open loops that you can manage without mental fatigue, right? This applies digitally and physically as well. If your app dashboard looks overwhelming or feels overwhelming, strip it back. I once mentored a student who was so lost in her productivity management software that she didn't notice a key experiment was overdue. The system had completely distracted her from the science. So number 3, your brain does not need any more flashy apps with cool features. It needs fewer tabs. So don't let your tools hijack your focus. Next, most people think a good system is one that looks impressive, when we take screenshots for social media, full of colors and icons and complex dashboards. But in real life, the best systems are invisible. They work in the background. You don't even notice them because you're busy doing the work that you're wanting to do, the actual work. A good system is light enough to survive your most chaotic week, flexible enough to handle surprises that life always throws at us, and clear enough to guide you back when you fall off. For a busy mom, this might mean a weekly plan on paper that lives on the fridge, plus a calendar on your phone for reminders. That simple. For a small business owner, this might be a whiteboard and a calendar on your phone and nothing else. The system is only as good as its survival rate during your worst week. If you got sick tomorrow, would your system hold you and make sense when you return to it? If the answer is no, simplify it until it does. A good productivity system is simple. Most people commit to a new app so quickly, too quickly, importing every file, setting up every category of every part of their lives, and then feel trapped when the whole thing doesn't work. In clinical trials, we do not fully commit to a new protocol or a new method until we've run a pilot, a small controlled test to see if the system delivers what we need. You can do the same in your life as well with your productivity tool. Trial it with one project or for 3 weeks without dismantling your current system. This way you're not gambling your entire workflow on unproven promises. If the pilot feels heavier or busier, not lighter and more structured, you've got your answer. That data you get from running a pilot will tell you way more than any product feature list ever could. The truth is, no productivity app will save you from a system that is overloaded, unclear, or built for someone else's life. The best tools are the ones that you barely notice. Why? Because they free up your attention so you can do the work that you actually want to do.